Part 1, complete this text. Thought. Okay, so Sarah, I see you eat soup every day at work. Why are you eating soup every day? Sarah, that's because I love to cook soup. Thought. So you make the soup? Sarah, yes, it's very easy to make. Thought. So you cook it and then you just bring to it to work every day? Sarah, yeah, I just make a lot on Monday and then I bring it to work every day of the week. John, oh, nice. So how do you make the soup? What's your secret? Sarah, well, I like to cook very easy. Well, I like to cook very easy. So I buy meat that's already chopped up, usually chicken and then some rice, usually brown rice, and then I buy some vegetables. So after I bought the ingredients, I chop them up and I put them all together in water until it boils and some seasoning. Thought, okay, so you say the water boils so efficient as then water boils thought when you put in all the ingredients. Yes, Sarah, yes, that's right. Thought. So you don't put in the ingredients before the water boils. No, I guess it's just easier for the water to be hot because the vegetable and the meat cook a little faster. Thought. So how do you give the soup flavoring? So I usually add salt and the pepper may become garlic. And depending on the type of soup, either maybe some soy sauce or lemon juice. Thought, okay, do you put in the flavoring after you put in the ingredients or before you put in the ingredients? So maybe after, but usually like about all at the same time. Thought, okay, Sarah, so I just put everything in at one time. Thought, and then after you cook the soup, do you put the soup in the refrigerator? Do you let it sit outside? Sarah, I usually eat some right then, and I also put in the containers for the week, but I let it sit in the containers or on the counter for a while for it to cool before I put in the refrigerator. Thought, alright, and so you don't put in the ingrediator until it is cool? So until it's about room temperature. Thought, okay, nice. And then how do you heat it up? Do you heat it up in a pot or do you heat it up in the microwave? In the microwave, it's the dessert. Thought, yeah, nice. So you make now 4 or 5 meals? Yeah, maybe sometime. If I think I will get tired of eating it during the week, then maybe I'll just make a note for 3 or 4 meals. But if it's some kind that I think is really delicious and I know I want to eat it every day, then I'll make a lot. Thought, well, if that happens, when you make the soup, you can make it for 6 or 7 and give me a bowl. So, okay, I'll do that next time. thought, oh great, thanks. Part 2. Answer the question correctly. Number 1. When did Steve catch Jennifer? Answer, Saturday night. Number 2. Where is the cinema? Answer, in the second building on the right. It's next to the church. Number 3. What is a favorite restaurant and why is it a favorite? Answer, is the Red Flamingo restaurant, and because the Red Flamingo restaurant easily serves amazing Spanish food. Number 4. Where is your favorite restaurant located? Answer, the location starts from the cinema, go out on Pine Street, the Crush, Second Street and drive to 3rd Street. See the parking lot on the left side of the street, then turn left on 3rd Street and drive east. The Pink Flamingo is a building just before the drive on the left side. Number 5. Retell the conversation using your own word. Describe in detail the information about the people who talk about. In the dialogue, Steve meets with Rania, and Steve asks Rania about a movie theater located in the city center close to the hospital. Because Steve went to ask Jennifer out on Saturday night, then Rania asked Steve to write instructions so that he would not get lost. First, go to Street 1 to the west, then cross right and go straight to the Pine Road, then turn left from the cinema second next to the church. Then Steve asked Rania to recommend a restaurant for his date with Jennifer. Rania suggests to going to a Pink Flamingo restaurant that serves the best Spanish dishes. Rania gives Steve direction to the restaurant. Starting from the cinema, shut off Pine Street and crossing 2nd Street and drive to 3rd Street. The parking lot is on the left. The Pink Flamingo is the building to the left of the river. The restaurant is open on weekdays from 10:13 to the 11:13 and remains open on weekdays. Steve asked again where the florist was because he went to buy flowers for Jennifer's birthday. Then Rania said there was a flower shop he knew was front of the 2nd Street station. Then Steve thanks Rania for giving him a hint. Part 3. Retell that story using your own words. So, in audio 2, I want to tell you about a poor dog who was not cared for by his owner and often made him sober and starve. The poor dog finally couldn't stand it all. He decided to leave his master in a very sad mood. He met a sparrow. Then the sparrow asked him, "Why are you so sad, my friend?" Said the poor dog that he was very hungry and had nothing to eat. Sparrow took him to a city to look for food. When they passed the meat cracker, and the sparrow paid the stick to give to the dog. Then they went to the other cracker because the dog went to eat a loaf of bread. So the sparrow paid to roast that were in the window and gave to the dog. After eating, they took a little walk outside the city. They both went to the highway, enjoying the warm weather, and then the dog said that he went to take a nap. The chickweed replied, "Okay," while the sparrow will perch in the bushes. So the dog lay down on the road and fell fast asleep. Then wagon with a carriage came. There was pulled by 3 horses and filled with 2 barrels of wine. Then wagon walked down and pat where the dog lay. Then the sparrow screamed for the wagon to stop. But Mr. Carter grumbled to himself, "You are really making things worse." Then he cracked his whip and drove off. The wagon he put on the poor dog. The wheels crushed him until he did. The sparrow screamed and said, "You cruel villain, you have killed my friend the dog. Now think what I said." Then the sparrow crawled under the slope of the carriage and picked from chest filled with the wine dripping, and the anthill was empty. Where Carter, Mr. Carter saw that he was very hungry. So he took out his boat and aimed for a beating. He looked at the sparrow, but the barrel fell on its 2 horses and died on the spot. The cartman was very unlucky, and the sparrow said that it wasn't all bad. The wagon was hungry. He didn't look around him. He take the sparrow again. He killed the 3 horse again. The wagon driver finally left his car and went home and told his wife that everything that happened to him was the work of the sparrow. His wife also said that all the breeds were in the attic and at all the crown that was there. Mr. Carter ran upstairs and saw 1,000 birds eating his corn and the sparrow in the middle. The wag the workman said he was very unlucky, and the sparrow said the wasn't all bad, not because you could lead to the life of his friend. The wagon man saw that he had lost everything, so he went to the kitchen and sat down angry. The sparrow sat The parrot sat outside his window, and he said, "You cowardly will take your life." In a fit of rage, Mr. Chandler jumped to pick up the axe and threw it the sparrow, but the only struck the glass window. The sparrow jumped in the perched through the window loop and screamed again. Mr. Carter was so angry that he hit the window seat with the force and shattered a lot of the furniture in their house. And in the end they caught the sparrow and went to kill it a more cruel way, but the sparrow started flapping on the street, stretching its neck a short "Cather, your life will run out." Then Mr. Carter ordered his wife to take an axe and shout at the breed, and then wife at him, but he missed, and the below hit his husband hit. Finally, the sparrow village and fell further.